We bought Pickwell Manor 7 years ago in 2008, and we bought a big house, which was also a business. We kind of imagined a different life. So we used to live in the southeast, all of us, and myself and my wife Susanna moved with another family, Tracy and Richard Elliott. We decided to live more collaboratively. So we moved from the southeast to North Devon, which was quite a big, scary move in itself. But at least if no one liked us, we had each other to be friends with. And the house itself is an old Grade 2 listed manor house, very close to the coast. It was split up into a number of apartments, 9 apartments in total, and had a big kind of ballroom space. And we basically bought it to run an enterprise there, which is letting holidays in the summer months. And then I'm doing a few weddings on the shoulder months of the year around the summer, and then kind of also wanting to use the house for some not-for-profit activities and for some things that were much more socially useful. So working with charities, putting on some other events that maybe we would run. And so that's now been running for 7 years. We've formed an economic model whereby we receive income for some of those activities. We have a ceiling in terms of what we deem is enough to pay the bills, enough for us to live on. And then anything surplus to that, we put into the Pickwell Foundation, which is a charity linked to our businesses. And we just use that to distribute grants or investments or just gift money to projects and people. So we try and give as we go. But our philosophy is very much, when we first moved, and still remains the case, that how can we enable each other to be the best that we can be within the kingdom of God? So actually, how can we each help one another to flourish? And be the people that we believe we can be when we're good, and so that's been a theme that's kind of existed throughout our time there. The way that we try to maximise life and live a balanced life, and by balance I mean to live with enough but not necessarily too much. If we're making money, what's enough money to make, and what's kind of where are the limits there? And also having families, having enough time to invest in the growing up of our children. I think, because we lived in the southeast and we had very busy lives, we were very much involved in the rat race. I think part of moving to a different part of the country and doing something deliberately differently was a reaction to that previous experience. So I think there were certain non-negotiables for us, one of which is balance. So actually, we're not going to work from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening, 6 days a week, because that isn't something that we want to do. So we've had to have an intentionality about how we live around us. I think in terms of profit, as you've articulated, lots of people just keep on, taking as much profit as possible. I think there's an anxiety about a business. Obviously, when you have a mortgage, you have staff, you have bills to pay. There's an anxiety about having some reserves, making sure you have enough, and being prudent and sensible. So we've definitely tried to retain that. We had some capital reserves, which we largely used in refurbishing the house. But actually, we have confidence in our business model because it's established now. So we have a track record of 7 or 8 years of trading. So we kind of know what our patterns look like. And whilst we could do, 30 weddings a year and run ourselves absolutely ragged and bring in, more and more money, actually, that wouldn't be a good way to live, we don't think. And that wouldn't enable us to flourish. And actually, some of the other more socially transformative activities would get squeezed out. So actually it's a balance between these different elements, and we've had to find the balance about what our capacity is, what the house can manage, and what generates enough income, but maybe not too much. And if there is surplus income, trying to put that into the foundation. And also trying to get the activities going on that we strongly align with in a missional way. The Missional Entrepreneurship course being hosted at Pickwell was a really natural fit and a great example of someone coming to us, being, CMS coming to us and saying, look, we'd really like to run this course. Would you be interested in us hosting it at your house? And the answer was emphatically yes. Firstly, because we're really into the missional entrepreneurship or social enterprise sector and want to breathe life into that. So we always want to align ourselves with activities that we're quite passionate about. Secondly, we haven't got the energy to do it ourselves. So having someone else come along saying, I want to do this, is fabulous because we get to collaborate with them. And thirdly, I've been drawn into it because historically the social enterprise sector and now turned missional entrepreneurship is very much a sector, an area that I've always been fascinated. How can enterprise be transformative, both for society but also for the kingdom of God, and how those things fuse together is an area that I've always been really interested in. Actually, what does good look like in that context. So yeah, I've been drawn in. I thoroughly enjoy it. Of course, I'm so proud of what we together have produced there. And when the people come to Pickwell for that week and then they leave as very much different people, and yeah, I'm thoroughly excited about it.